and then we'll do the joke again.
Completely natural.
So on Zoom, if you scroll right over to the left, there's a safe driving mode.
Well, you can zoom in a
you can-
car if you just push your foot down a little bit harder.
That's so funny. Dad jokes.
Son drive, I don't get it.
I don't know how cars work.
Music.
Music.
I wish I don't know where my harmonica is, but I've absolutely played some harmonica for you.
Who's Monica?
And why are you trying to harm her? Hey, jokes. Nick, what was the last album that you listened to?
That's new to me or new out now?
New out now.
Have they got a new one?
I mean, probably.
Done their most famous song on Zoom or
Their most famous song. Not that they had like a parade
that
of
one.
#1 hits.
That one that I Want It That Way or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's going to be
I
one
went that way, yeah.
Should have done Backstreet's Back. That's the one everyone knows.
Everybody. That one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to carry on. No, true. Maybe we should just release a Just Free Guys single. That'd be beautiful. As a charity number. Donate to charity if you don't want to hear us sing.
Yeah, it's almost like a threat.
Give money to this charity or we will release a song.
We've done Sing Star, so people know that we can't sing.
That is true.
Fun. The crap.
What is the most up-to-date album you've heard?
Hayley Williams, listen to In This Moment's new one, Nightwish's new one, that's Eminem's new one. There was another one I thought of earlier, but I can't remember what it was. They're like the most recent ones. I'm not really caught up to date with music.
I have no idea how people keep finding new music.
Spotify.
I just stumble across stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
we
people who-
we always stumble across like really good metal bands. Yours watching YouTube and they just come up and we're just like, oh, this looks fun.
Yeah,
Just from the thumbnail.
Yeah, because you just go to like recommended.
Some really good bands on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like just randomly watching YouTube of Chris's. Remember any of their names, but they've been really good.
A good way of doing it. That's how I found a lot of the new stuff I've listened to.
YouTube ads as well. Sometimes stuff comes up on there.
It never does for me. I always get some shitty fucking rapper who clearly can't rap. And you're like, why am I getting this? I don't understand. I've just listened to like a death metal song. Clearly rap music was the direction I wanted to go into next. Thank you very much.
I always find it cheeky when like a YouTube ad is literally like a 4-minute music video.
That's how you found Jimmy Eat World's new one, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it's nothing like them at all. You're like, what the hell is it? So weird. Like the video captivated me. And it was when it came up, it was like, this is Jimmy Eat World. I was like,
Get fucked. These suckers have gone real weird.
like I kind of
It
dig
was.
it. Have you seen Weezer's new stuff? It's like more like 80s rock. Most up-to-date album you've listened to thus far.
The most recent album would be The Used's new album.
My fucking god, it's so good.
The whole album's really good. I'm really, really impressed with the direction they've gone. It's very trial and error. There's a lot of stuff on there they've never done before, and you're like, this could have bombed hard, but it's actually really good. The song that they released that's got Mark Hoppus in it, and another song is, I can't remember the guy's name, it's Jason something or other from the Fever 333. One of the heaviest songs the Used have done in probably 20 years. Do you not know who Fever 333 are? Oh,
I
man.
didn't even know what you said. You just said it so fast. I was like, it's
Yeah.
that accent.
That's the problem, man. English people, I tell you.
Love the fact the Scottish one understood what I said. The other English one was like,
I don't know what the fuck that was.
How did you know I was Scottish?
check out Fever 333. They do like the song to listen to first is a song called Burn. Either of you hear the latest Slipknot album? We Are Not Your Kind.
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't
Sure.
listened to Slipknot properly in years.
This album's like up there with Iowa. It's incredible. It's so good.
Iowa might have been actually like the last album I properly listened to. I like some of the singles from later albums, but I never like
Who
got
was
into
Dylan?
the actual video I saw recently. Was do you remember? There's a Feeder song called Just a Day.
They've already done it for the NHS.
Yeah, they redid the video, and it's actually got people from the original video in it. Like, Nick, do you know the one we're talking about?
Nope. I did.
Oh, yeah.
Their most famous one.
Yeah.
I've always been into Feeder. They're one of those weird bands that not many people talk about them, but they're still good.
Whatever happened to A?
You know they're back together-ish.
They only had one
they-
song that I know of.
But the guitarist for A, Daniel Carter, he's now the Radio 1 DJ for Rock and Metal.
Do you know what? I've looked up A to see when like their last album came out. One of the members is Dougie Pointer.
What? No, that can't be right, surely.
For those of you who are not going to know, it's the bassist from McFly. He was a past member. He was in it, and then he's not in it anymore. The thing they released was an album called Teen Dance Ordinance, and that was in 2005.
Oh, what happened to Limp Bizkit as well? Didn't they bring out that Elephant album, whatever it's called?
Stampede of Disco Elephants.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe, I can't remember how long it's actually been now, but there's a very good chance that we was talking about that album when we finished Just Three Guys last time. It's been so long. Last album they actually released, Gold Cobra, I think was the last album they released.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was Lil Wayne, wasn't it? Lil Wayne's record label.
He was on. Have you watched Hip Hop Evolution? It's featured in one of those episodes where they're talking about like the new school of rap, and all the people talking about him are like, "Oh man, he was just so cool. He was so good." And I was just like,
There's never been a point in time where Lil Wayne was good.
You say that, but he was on The Masked Singer, that actually sang, and everyone was guessing these loads of weird people and stuff, and then when he unmasked, I was just like, okay, I did not see that coming.
The first half of the Carter 4, I think, was really good, and then it just went into Lil Wayne.
song he did with Eminem.
Eminem was good. Lil Wayne was crap.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm still looking at that A article. The last album was released on the 25th of June 2005 in the UK. In the US one, where it was released, it's just got 2 question marks, comma 2005. They don't know what date it was released.
It just sort of appears on
It just
shelves.
appeared,
but-
yeah, it just
okay.
appeared in 2005 and just went, yeah, cool. I'm lost in a world now. I'm reading the A article. Sorry, I am listening. There's loads of shit in here that I had no idea about.
I only mentioned them because it was right around the same time as Fido, and I was just like,
I don't like either of these.
How do you not like Feeder, man?
Feeder are like consistently decent band.
They're like the perfect band. They don't put a foot wrong. Amazing live as well.
So I'm reading this article. I know I keep going back to it, and I'm sorry. One of the members, Jason Perry, said he spent time writing, recording, and touring with Matt Willis. He became a producer working with The Blackout, Kids in Glass Houses, and McFly. Adam Perry and Daniel P. Carter from the band briefly became full-time members of the Bloodhound Gang. Apparently, Carter, he continued writing material for bands like McFly, and he played bass in Matt Willis's first album.
So good. Matt Willis' first album. It's called Up All Night. And then he did the theme tune to Mr. Bean's Holiday as well. Matt Willis was cool.
that chick from like T4 or whatever it is.
Emma Willis. She hosted Big Brother.
No, Davina McCall hosted Big Brother.
No, Emma Willis. did as
Not
well.
in the latest years.
This is a sign of how old we are. Yeah, she presented Big Brother. No, that was Davina McCall. Yeah, like 30 years ago. What the f***?
Don't say fuck or bugger.
Nasty Nick.
Oh, that's a reference that one's made in 20 years.
It gave us such lovely people in this world, like Nasty Nick and Jay Goody. To be fair, Craig is a hero, so.
I like how in its 20-year history, it's like, you remember that one guy? New music I've been listening to. I started listening to a guy named Ben Platt. It took me a while to figure out who I recognized him from because I saw a video of his. He was if you've seen Pitch Perfect, he was the nerdy best friend of the main guy. Magic Tricks and stuff. He released like his first album. He's done loads of musicals and stuff. That's a really good album. I don't know what genre to call it. I guess like
The
soul.
album that I have heard recently, Jeff Goldblum's album's really, really good.
Oh yeah, because he's got a jazz band, doesn't he? I knew he had an album because I remember seeing it advertised everywhere.
The Hugh Laurie stuff's really good as well.
It's always surprising when actors sort of become musicians or the other way around. The only person that I've seen that's done it really, really well is probably like Jared Leto. It's that dude, he's not like an actor that became a singer or a singer that became an actor, he's just both. Similar to Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, and Donald Glover. I guess it's kind of like Will Smith. He starts off as like a rapper and then he gets his own TV show and then he's just an actor for the longest time. He's been doing music with people because he's appeared on Logic's album.
Yeah, he's just done one with
He's
Johnny
got
Lucas.
a YouTube show of his own, isn't he?
Quite a lot of controversy about him having a YouTube channel, though. Well, I think the problem is that a lot of people view YouTube as, for us, for instance, we don't really have like the money or anything to do like movies and stuff. We create stuff on YouTube for people to entertain people and stuff. Will Smith has this like multi-million-dollar life. And it's like, you know, why did he become like a YouTuber when he's already got all this stuff? When, you know, I think he deserves to have a YouTube channel. Everybody does. I have no issue with it. But I saw a lot of controversy.
Really become a YouTuber though, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think I just saw a lot of people had like issues with it because obviously he's already got like an established fan base. Like, harder for people to work their way up on YouTube if people like Will Smith just walk in and have millions of subscribers from day one. I don't think I'd ban him from YouTube or anything, but it is a fair criticism.
It's a good platform to like promote his movies and stuff. Like The Rock does it as well.
You guys see a video update, it was either yesterday or the day before, from Dave Bautista. So he went on Instagram and he'd been doing like workout all morning. He was like all sweaty and stuff. And he's basically walking up the stairs in his house and he's just like, hello, good morning, Mr. President. I'm sweating, I've been working out. Basically because I've seen you at your peak physical condition that you're at, and I want to be like you because you're doing such a good job. It's an amazing job. It's the best job. It's the best job. It's the greatest job. And literally it just goes on, and it's just Bautista rinsing Donald Trump for about maybe 3 minutes. It's just like him pissing with sweat, but at the same time just rinsing Donald Trump. I'm like,
I love you so much.
Have you seen his Twitter though? Because he really hates Donald Trump.
yeah, he rinses him. He destroys him all the time. It's great.
I suppose on the topic of like wrestlers become like you didn't like them, but then they become something else and they're quite good. You got that same thing with like John Cena. Like,
I mean, I've always loved John Cena.
Yeah, but there was a lot of criticism that like he was constantly written as a character who could never be beaten. Yeah, because to the point.
To be fair, he's still that character. Whenever he steps in the ring, he's still that character.
Meme I saw with his face like photoshopped onto Gandalf's body. It just said, "You shall not pin." Also, on that side note, his album's good. Speaking of circling back to music, John Cena's album is awesome.
No, that opening track is his entrance music.
Yeah, but the beat. Yeah, but the beats. Yeah, that beat's from somewhere else though. I think that's Mobb Deep or MOP.
If you listen to that album, it's a really good album, but everyone's really bored of hearing that song, so they're just like, yeah, skip that one. It's fine.
I saw something on YouTube actually of John Cena, a little while ago, which I didn't know was a thing. There was a guy that me and Nick went to see a while back, like a couple of years ago now. There's a song that Merce did years ago that's featuring John Cena. No idea it was a thing. I was literally just listening to music on YouTube and it came up. And it's like a real old video, like really bad quality video. And that's that whole thing where it's like celebrities releasing albums. Sometimes it's just like, this is good.
Yeah, The Rock was on Wyclif's album.
It's a very strange thing though, isn't it? Because you tend to think of celebrities as one thing.
Can I just say?
Yep.
In this moment, Fly Like an Eagle?
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
No,
that version of that song is amazing.
We Will Rock You as well, isn't it?
Oh, that's the one with Taylor Momsen and Lizzie Hale. And then but in this moment do a good version of Fly Like an Eagle as well.
I've been over the last sort of maybe 4 or 5 years been really getting into country music. Like, my favourite country artist is Keith Urban.
I like Johnny Cash and I like John Denver. I just never really like properly got into country or anything. I like old school country.
It's a lot different now. It is sort of more pop-centric, I suppose. Do you guys know who Asking Alexandria are? The lead singer, whose name has completely escaped me right now, which is really annoying, but he took a break from the band a few years back, and he made a country album as well. That was actually half decent. Danny Warsnop, that's the guy.
There's some artists that do that though, because there's like a City and Colour. Dallas Green went from like Alexis on Fire to doing like soft country acoustic rock. It was Go Radio a few years ago, which was the singer from the Mayday Parade.
Did you see Ritz made a country song?
He's been hanging out with Yellow Wolf too much.
Fucking Yellow Wolf though. Oh, I love that man.
Don't like the song with Kid Rock, but his other stuff's pretty good.
Never been big into Kid Rock even. All of his like most famous songs are just weird rip-off covers of other songs, like because even All Summer Long is it's a mixture of Sweet Home Alabama and Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London, and then he just put his own vocals over it, and I'm like,
no, why is this a career he's got now?
I didn't mind him until I was supposed to see him at Downloads, and he kicked up such a stink about his rider not being fulfilled or something, and so he didn't play. And that's when I was really like,
you know what, go fuck yourself.
Like, some of us here actually wanted to see you and didn't give a shit.
Did he even turn up?
Yeah, he turned up to the venue. He turned up to Donington. Didn't have the rider for him, so he fucked off again.
Into him when I was like 13, and then like I suddenly realised that he was just ripping people off, and I was
like, oh no, fucking man.
And slightly back to music, my actual main obsession at the moment is Machine Gun Kelly.
Fuck off.
I heard his Eminem diss. Bad idea to try and go up against Eminem.
Speaking of rap beef, Mac Lethal and Tom McDonald.
That was a good beef. Tom McDonald goes
I'll have a look
really,
when we finish.
he goes really overboard in that second diss. Like he goes he goes for the jugular. He doesn't fuck around. I've heard some diss tracks before, but when you told me about it, Nick, I was like, he can't say that. He shouldn't be allowed to say that. And not only did he say it, he's still got a career now. I think it's always quite interesting when we talk about music because we always talk about like big names. Because obviously you were saying Hayley Williams, you've got like Machine Gun Kelly, who are relatively like popular names. But it always veers off into weird, like independent artist territory.
Mostly what I listen to.
He brought up MGK because as of, well, it's sometime, it was supposed to be now, but obviously with the virus, he's got a new album coming out. The album is a pop punk album and it's made by Travis Barker, and Travis does all the drums on the album as well.
Travis worked on a song on Lil Nas X's album. Have you heard that?
Yeah, he did. Yep. Lil Nas X is fucking amazing.
I thought he was just going to be like a one-hit wonder with like Old Town Road. And then I actually listened to the album and I was like, oh, it's actually surprisingly well put together. Because he had the song with, was it Rodeo? Because the album version's got Cardi B, but then he re-released it as a single and had Nas. The video as well, it's all like vampire, gothy horror based with like with Matrix stuff and Nas. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm into it.
Matrix.
My birthday was relatively recently, like a month ago. Not been able to decide what to get, and my mum has been like, if you find anything, like send it to me and I'll get you it for your birthday. So obviously there's
a level desk.
I have a level desk. It's just not a sturdy desk.
A sturdy desk.
You sent it to me a while ago, Nick. I got that boombox. Nate, there's this like proper old school like ghetto blaster like boombox. The kind of shit you see like on New York streets in the 80s.
Badass.
It's got like a cassette player, CD player, Bluetooth, SD card. It's got like outs for other speakers so you can hook it up to bigger systems. A screen. So it's got that kind of the equalizer lights that come across.
Oh my god, amazing.
Yeah. I did find a cheaper one, like a smaller one that does a bit less, but it was like 50 quid and I was like, I'm going to get that. And then my mum got me like the expensive one for my birthday and I was like,
Yes.
So it's coming tomorrow, so expect to see pictures of it everywhere. I'm going to put it up full blast and I'm going to play some like Mobb Deep or something. I might play MOP, I might play Anti Up.
Just play Break Your Neck. I watched that video the other day, the Break Your Neck video. I can't remember why. It was something to do with, there was a link to Buster, and I literally turned around to Hunter and I said that you can rap the whole thing. And he was watching it going, how? How can he do that? I was like,
fun fact, I actually can't, but I can move my mouth that fast.
There's a video that came up on my Instagram as like a memory thing. And it was a video you were tagged in, and it's one that Nick took of me at the Hobson gig, perfectly rapping along to Kill Her by Hobson.
Yeah.
The one Hobson song I know every single word to, for whatever reason. I changed my policy on picture taking at gigs, because I want to enjoy the gig. I think I changed it when we went to see like Bare Naked Ladies and Godsmack and stuff. Because like I would spend the whole time trying to get decent pictures and not really enjoying it. Walk in, I'll take like 3 or 4 really good pictures or whatever, and then I'll just put my phone away. I nearly got fucking beheaded by Nick at the Skindred gig because they do that thing where you have to helicopter your t-shirt. Yep. And I had no idea it was coming because I'd never been to a Skindred gig. So everyone was like,
I told you it was coming, but you didn't know what it was because I didn't explain what it was. I just said, the helicopter's coming.
Yeah, so you didn't tell me it was coming. You just said a thing is coming, and then I was like, okay.
I said a helicopter's coming, and you were like, all right.
Yeah, because
I figured you knew what that was.
Well, so I'm standing next to him, and I've got like my phone out and shit. He starts like this, nearly fucking kills me. Like, right, well, I'm putting my phone away now. I said dive for cover.
You had my phone in your hand as well at one point.
I did, yeah. This is fucking suicide on your part. Try to kill your own phone. Number one top favorite gig memory. What's either the best gig you've been to or just the best memory you've got at a gig? It could have been a really shit band. Like it could have been a really shit gig, but you remember like one really cool thing about it.
Take this any way you want, but my favorite memory was Chris Calico. I don't know if you remember, Nate. You were right at the front. You know, they had those little steps that they were stepping on to like see the whole crowd. And Chris Calico got up on one right in front of me, and his belly just went. He stood up, and it was sweating. Oh, it was so sweating. I was like, oh my god. I don't think I've ever been that close to like one of my favourite rappers or musicians or whatever in my life. Tech9 gave me a high five or whatever. Or like, I love that gig. That was the first time he had ever been over here as well, and it was his birthday, and we were right at the front for it. And fuck yeah! And it was Shadow and Zuby as well that opened. So
It was.
epic night all round.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shame Chris won't.
I did come with you to see Tech9 and Chris Calico.
Yeah, you did.
And Shaudo was there.
Yeah.
So we got,
Oh, really?
We got to talk to Daldo after, yeah.
got a similar gig memory to yours. It was when we went to see Merce. It's a hell of a gig. So to set the scene for you now, Nate, have you ever been to the Jazz Cafe in London? It's basically a tiny, tiny venue. Took a picture. Our feet were touching the edge of the stage, literally practically on stage.
The thing about that stage, it came up to the middle of our shins.
It was like a real tiny venue, so you're literally like, when the dude's like up there rapping, he's like a foot away from you at any given time. We went to see him and like D1 opened. D1 was pretty good. Merce comes out and he's on crutches. He's got a broken leg. He's hopping about the stage, sweat coming off of him. Finished the gig. We're leaving and he's like sat at the front door taking pictures with people. There's like a selfie with me and Merce. That's a fucking great memory. Because I remember I actually joked that I look shit in selfies. I was like, I'm not very photogenic, right? And he was like, so he purposefully made himself look bad. He was like, I'll help with that. And he's just like, in the fucking picture.
Yeah, that's when I couldn't get the front camera to work, wasn't it? Because I went to take a selfie, and it was just Chris's face.
Good. That was a good gig memory.
That was a great gig.
It was a really intimate gig. Like, you were literally next to the guy the whole time, and then he stopped to sign people's shit and take pictures with them and things. What about you, Nat?
Fucking hell, I don't know. Closest to home, we'll go with that one, would be seeing Bowling for Soup and Zebrahead at Margate Winter Gardens. The whole night was sick. It was so good. But as soon as Zebrahead got off stage, I literally hung out with them for about maybe half hour, 40 minutes. And we just stood at the back and I was just chatting to them. And I showed off my tattoos because I got a Zebrahead tattoo as well. And they were just like, how have we even got fans in Margate? What the fuck is going on here? And I was just like, I literally came to see you. I mean, I love Bowling for Soup as well, but I came here to see you. And they were like, this is weird. Like, I didn't expect to have fans here as well. I was like, oh, this is so good. Probably like, that's one of the coolest memories, just hanging out with those guys for fucking ages. So.
Yeah, the last one I saw at Margate was a Real Big Fish.
You were at Dreamland, didn't you?
That was really good. I didn't even know they had that venue there. I thought it was going to be the outside stage, like November as well, so it's freezing cold. I was like, if it's going to be on that stage, I better like cover up and stuff inside. And I was like, fucking hot, man.
Last band I saw in Margate was The Darkness. 2 Years Christmas. Literally played their whole set, and then about 3 songs from the end, Justin literally turned around and was like, I suppose you fuckers want to hear that Christmas song now then, don't you? And we were like, yeah! He goes, oh, here we go.
It's the first proper Christmas song we had in years, especially like Christmas #1. It wasn't an X Factor song. Fucking bullshit that wasn't even about Christmas. And then they brought that out, and it was like, it's finally back to like the old days of like the 80s, 70s and 80s and stuff. That's like one of my favourite Christmas songs.
Seen them 3 times now, but they are so good live, they really are. Justin's note perfect as well. No matter what, he can hit every one of those crazy notes that he does. So
A good measure of a good band. Like, how well can they play live?
I mean, the greatest band I've ever seen live who has always been note perfect is Linkin Park. They never ever let me down. I was just gonna say they were outstanding. Like, I've never seen anyone that good live before or since.
I took my mum to go see Kings of Leon. She's a huge Kings of Leon fan. We went to go see them a couple of years back. I have to admit, I'm not really into them. I like early Kings of Leon, like Molly's Chambers, when they were doing like 70s style stuff. I never really got into them when he started being like, you know, that sort of weird note thing he does. I have to admit, like, live, they kick ass. Like, they absolutely do. Like, he hits every single one of those notes. He does it sounds album perfect. For a band I'm not really into, I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. Could have been worse. They could have been crap live, and therefore crap on album and crap live.
It could have been Guns N' Roses.
Didn't he do the singing for AC/DC at one point?
The singer was going deaf. We got Axl Rose to fill in for him for a tour.
To make everybody else deaf instead, so that's nice.
Apparently he did a decent job. Loads of people said he did alright at it. I'm only into like the singles that Guns N' Roses ever released. A teenager discovering them, like hearing like November Rain and being like, oh, that's pretty decent, I don't mind that. And then trying to listen to other stuff and being
And like, this stuff sucks.
But like, I kept trying to listen to their albums, and I'd go like a couple songs out from that regular stuff, and I was like, wow, this sucks. Why was this band ever popular? It became clear to me as I got older that it's because of Slash.
That goes to show as well, because Velvet Revolver are actually a pretty decent band. Yeah,
Yeah.
Slash Solarham's quality as well, yeah.
So it's like
And
it
then
just,
they had that wank lead singer who's just like, ah! They're still not as bad as AC/DC, so.
I love AC/DC.
We put on an album of theirs at work, like, this is probably about a year ago. Put on an album of theirs at work. Didn't actually know when one song finished and one started. They all sound the fucking same.
Was it the Iron Man soundtrack?
No, well, I don't know what the fuck it was. Like I know any of their albums.
the Iron Man 2 soundtrack is
Iron
just
Man.
AC/DC's greatest hits. I'm still annoyed that Thor didn't use the song Thunderstruck. If you're going to have
Yeah.
AC/DC exist in the Marvel Universe, you have Thunderstruck for Thor.
Maybe the next one.
I hope so.
Nah. No.
Thor,
They'll have Imagine
Whatever.
Dragons next. Yeah, it's called
Imagine
Love and
Dragons.
Thunder, the next one. Yeah, they did that song,
Oh.
Thunder. Got the thunder. Lightning and the
Yeah, but that's-
thunder.
Maybe they could do both
Like
because
the
they
thunder.
both have thunder in it.
Thunderstruck!
Yeah. Because the song Thunderstruck has that one moment in it where it's just like the opening and it goes, "You've been," and then it drops out. And
It's
just
like thunder.
Thunderstruck!
Like the thunder.
But you sort of mash them up together.
Oh
Yeah.
god, it sounds so bad.
It really would.
Oh.
That's mostly because of Imagine Dragons, though. Not AC/DC.
I beg to differ, but yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
So we've been Just Three Guys with Beards. You can check us out on Instagram, on Reddit, on Twitter, Facebook, all of the usual shit. Tune in next time to see some more stuff. And basically, fuck off. Sweet.